it seems, I mean, if you can see this bigger picture, kind of see that we're all on this highway and we're going someplace, like we're a big flock of birds flying someplace. We got a destination. And if you can kind of see the big picture, we all kind of want to die. We're all fighting death. We all want to kind of live, but our beliefs, our habits, you know, everything, if you look at it, will lead you towards your own freaking death. It doesn't matter whether, other people kill you. More than likely, your own habits are killing you. We're all on this death wish, even me. I got a smoking addiction. This smoking, I know in my head, it tells me that it's bad for me, it'll eventually kill me. So for me to smoke, it's like I got a death wish. Why would I have a death wish? Because I don't have a strong enough will to live. Am I depressed? No. I'm on the same path as everybody else. You're all freaking dying. You're all doing something. We are all doing something that's not good for us. We all have this little voice in our heads that say, that's not quite right. That'll kind of be bad for you. But we do it anyways. So no matter how great you're feeling, no matter how, no way in hell am I ever depressed. Look at your actions. Are your actions end up killing you? Like we justify all of these things. Oh, that won't kill me. You got a little voice that's inside you that says that, yep, that will kill you. If you keep believing that, that'll end up killing you. So that's the first thing you got to kind of face in yourself. You got a little voice inside your head that says this is good and this is bad, and we don't listen to that, because we are so brainwashed to go down that path to our death, that it's hard to get off that highway, that flight towards our own personal death. And it's like, look at the world, like if this is not true, then what is sustaining everything that's killing us? What's actually making our air poison? You really, really, truly think that it's only a few at the top that are controlling all of this? No, the few at the top are only like the ones that are guiding you down the path. It's got to take quite a few people, like there's got to be somebody answering those phones to the businesses that they're running that are end up polluting our planet. It's that secretary that needs to feed her family because she needs a job to get that food from, so she's got to answer that phone from the guys that are paying your paycheck that are poisoning the freaking air. So you got a voice inside your head that says, hey, if I work for this guy, I know he's doing wrong for the planet, but I got to do what I got to do to feed my kids. It's wrong, but you can't find any other way. We're not in support of each other to fall into a path that doesn't end up killing us. So, back to my smoking addiction. For some odd reason, I'm getting this energy thing, that triangle that I posted. I made a video on them. But things are definitely changing since I got that thing, and my sleep is definitely 100 times better. Starting not to get so negatively affected when I see uh, people say, "Oh, you're wrong," or you're delusional, or you've been deceived. Like when I keep getting those, and the ex-husband's moving to town, like I'm seeing a lot of negative shit be attracted into my life, and every time that happens I go for a smoke because it's like, oh my god, you guys are too more powerful. It's like I may as well be dead. Like there's no fighting you people. As long as you keep telling me I'm wrong, I'm wrong, I'm wrong, it's like, when have I ever been wrong? Point out where I'm wrong. Don't just throw a friggin' book at me. Exactly, specifically, where is it I'm wrong without the friggin' book? Because if I'm so wrong, then how come my other health problems have been healed? If I'm so wrong, then how come it ends up working? Like I know exactly what made the good things in my life come up to me. I know exactly how to make a miracle happen. I've had them experienced so many times. I had to sort of look at myself and see what was in me that made that at me attract that experience. And then I was having all this abuse come at me. Like it really, really felt like it was coming from out there. But ultimately, I had to look at myself and see what was in myself. If something in myself attracted the good stuff, then something in myself was attracting that bad stuff. Oh, and as soon as I started paying attention to that, things start changing. So it's, you know, and if I'm so wrong, how come so much evidence has come to prove that it's right? You know, everybody's starting to agree with me. You know, we're all starting to see that our government systems are a little corrupt. Nobody listened to me 20 years ago, but people are starting to say, hey, things a little wrong there. You know, kind of been saying that our justice systems are completely screwed up. They have no idea how to receive information. Their comprehension, their view on life is based on their perceptions of their own experiences. So when you try to present any evidence, they'll reject it right away because that's not something they can comprehend that's relevant. So you can't ever produce any truth in a court system because you can't present the evidence. You know, it's being rejected before you can even, submit it as evidence. And let's be truthful, our courts can't even tell where kids live and when. I mean, that is pretty freaking easy to prove. The kids live here. School system is here. I pay for the food. I mean, in how many ways can you prove that your kids live here? Yet some deadbeat can just say the words, no, they live with me, without providing any evidence whatsoever, and a court believes them. Like, how come evidence can't be presented in a court? How come mothers are paying child support for kids that live with them when it's totally against the law? Our laws say that the parent that doesn't have the children living with them has to pay child support. How come our court systems have it so parents that have the children have to also pay the deadbeat for those children living in your house? Doesn't make any sense according to the laws, but there's our justice system, open and shut. If they can't tell that, they can't tell who killed who. They can't tell the truth about anything, which is why all our farmers have lost their farms. When they lost all their farms, they've been saying, hey, help me, this is a bad thing. Well, now after how many years, we see all our farmers losing their farms, and we're starting to see that it's just these big, huge, massive, corrupt businesses, corporate world, that are taking over our land, poisoning our food, and now trying to make it illegal to even grow your own healthy food. Like, we haven't listened. Um, so my point is, we're not seeing the bigger picture. Um, I know for me, just like everybody else, we really do have to jump into the solutions. We really do have to start listening to ourselves. We really do have to want to live a lot stronger than we want to die. Like, I'm not the only one. We're all on this death path, and we have to have the will to live within ourselves, in the smallest aspect of ourselves, and jump into that. I, for one, am gaining the strength to get stronger, to have more of the will to live. And that's definitely affecting, every time I have a cigarette, it's like, no, evil, you are not going to beat me at this game. I am going to be stronger than you. And yes, I may be the only one, but Lord help, his help Satan and all of Satan's followers if I happen to get a stronger will to live, because as soon as I end up quitting that smoking, trust me, I'm going to be a hell of a lot more stronger, a hell of a lot more powerful, and I will have more of a fight to win and to live. It will give me power and strength to even do more than what I'm doing now. And I'm kind of making the suggestion that we all have to jump into that path of wanting to live a lot stronger than we want to die. At the root of everything, if you look at the bigger picture and you want to look at the smallness of everything, we are not believing in ourselves. Nobody's told you that there's something special about you, but yourself has been saying you are special. You do have great value. You do have a massive purpose in this life. Your life does have meaning. The whole world has been telling you that no, there's nothing special about you, that you got to follow what I tell you to do. But it's learning where you are special, learning where you have purpose. and then following into that purpose. There is a way. There's a way to find out who you are. But the first thing you got to do is have that will to live. You've got to start listening to yourself. You got to really do get connected with God and know the difference of whether you're talking to a God or you're talking to a Satan. There is a way of being able to find out whether you're talking to the right guy or not. If you need a book to tell you whether you're doing something right, then you're not trusting in yourself. And that's what God wants you to do, is know and trust yourself so much that you have zero doubt in yourself. But if you need a book, if you need to worship a book and not yourself and not God, you're going to be guided down somebody else's path, and more than likely the guy who wrote the book. And you know who's printing those books? A big corporation. Who's, translated those books? A corporation. Who's telling you what to do? A priest. What are priests doing? Having sex with kids. So really, really watch who's telling you right from wrong. And it's like, there is a way of getting connected with God and know whether it's the right thing or not. God wants you to live. That's why he gave you life. Satan kind of wants you to die, so he's going to give you pills and healing and everything that, if at the end of the day you ask the question, am I supposed to accept my death? Just ask that, to whoever's selling you a story. Am I supposed to accept my death? And right away they'll tell you, yeah, you're supposed to die. And as long as you're supposed to die, then it's a path to your death. And it's just sustaining your will to die. Keep looking for somebody that's saying your will is to live, and follow somebody that's showing you an example of how to live. Like, I ain't got it, I know the direction, but I'm not even listening to myself yet. I'm kind of getting there. Kind of know I got to have strong will to live. Kind of getting stronger in that will to live, which I know will give me power. Every time I see that cigarette is going to be like, no, you need to live a lot stronger than you want to die. So it's like, where's your little voices in your head that's saying you need to die? And do you think that's true? Peace out.